Dr. Sarah Chen floated in the observation deck of the diplomatic envoy, staring at the obsidian monoliths that had drifted through the Kepler Nebula for 3,000 years. The Galactic Council had sent their best xenolinguists to decipher the warnings etched across their surfaces. All had failed. "They're just dead rocks." Ambassador Vrilks clicked through his translator, his chitinous plates rustling with irritation. "We should salvage them for materials." Sarah pressed her palm against the cold viewport. "Those aren't rocks. They're ships." The Tharkesh ambassador had been her mentor once before humanity joined the council. Now he looked at her with the same condescending gaze every species reserved for the newcomers, the upstart humans who'd barely mastered faster-than-light travel. "Impossible," Vrilk said. "No power signatures. No life signs. They've been scanned 100 times. Because you've been scanning with modern frequencies." Sarah pulled up her data pad, fingers dancing across holographic keys. "I've been studying the linguistic patterns. This script predates the council by millennia. It's Proto-Velkari." Vrilix's secondary eyes widened. "The Velkari have been extinct for 5,000 years." "I know," Sarah smiled grimly. "Humanity has a specialty in dead languages, Ambassador. We've deciphered dozens on Earth alone. Sumerian, Linear A Rongo-Rongo. We understand ghosts." She'd spent 6 months in the archives, cross-referencing phonetic patterns, studying archaeological fragments from dead Velkari worlds. The other linguists had dismissed her obsession as typical human recklessness. Their species hadn't learned caution yet, they said. They hadn't lived long enough to fear the dark. But Sarah had found something. A warning, yes, but also a key. "I need a shuttle," she said, "and permission to approach." "Absolutely not." Vrilks's translator barely contained his alarm. "The council specifically, the council hired me to translate." Sarah turned to face him. "So let me do my job." 3 hours later, her shuttle magnetic clamped to the largest monolith's hull. The structure was massive up close, its surface covered in millions of glyphs that seemed to shift in the shadow. Sarah's suit lights caught edges of characters she'd only seen in fragments. Her AI assistant chimed. "Warning, unknown energy fluctuation detected." "Acknowledged." Sarah activated her suit's recording equipment. "Beginning translation attempt." She placed her gloved hand on the hull and began to read aloud. Her voice transmitted through the suit's external speakers. The Proto-Velkari words felt strange on her tongue, guttural and melodic simultaneously, a language that had died when humanity still painted on cave walls. "Kareth Venal Morti, Shelek Torvalneshki, the hunters sleep eternal. Wake them not, children of stars." The hull vibrated. Sarah's heart hammered as the glyphs began to glow with pale blue light, spreading across the monolith's surface like a network of awakening nerves. "Dr. Chen?" Vrilks's voice crackled through her comm. "Return immediately. You're triggering." The transmission cut off as the entire structure blazed with light. Sarah stumbled backward as a deep thrumming resonated through her suit, through her bones, through the fabric of space itself. One by one, the hundreds of monoliths surrounding her came alive. They weren't ships. They were tombs. And she'd just spoken the resurrection prayer. Massive engines that had slumbered for 3 millennia roared to life. The obsidian surfaces split and reformed, revealing sleek warships of a design the galaxy had never seen or had forgotten. Sarah's shuttle sensors went haywire as each ship registered power levels that exceeded current dreadnought capabilities by orders of magnitude. "Oh God," Sarah whispered. "What have I done?" A holographic figure materialized before her, tall, skeletal, with 6 eyes arranged in a geometric pattern. The Velkari commander, preserved in quantum memory, regarded her with ancient curiosity. When it spoke, the Proto-Velkari words scrolled across her visor's translation matrix. "Small one speaks the old tongue." "What age is this?" Sarah's throat went dry. Behind her, she could see the diplomatic envoy powering weapons, along with the entire council fleet that had been observing from a safe distance. Hundreds of ships preparing to fight a force they couldn't comprehend. "Please," she said in Proto-Velkari, the words tumbling out desperately. "We didn't mean to wake you. We're explorers, not enemies." The Velkari tilted its head. "Your species. Human, we're new." New. The word carried weight, as if the concept itself was novel. The Velkari Armada was sealed away because we conquered too much, destroyed too completely. We sleep so that younger species might grow without our shadow. Why do you wake us? Sarah's mind raced. Around her, 300 warships bristled with weapons that could glass planets. The Council fleet was hopelessly outmatched. One wrong word, and she'd just triggered a galactic extinction event. But she was human. And humans had always been good at one thing: talking their way out of impossible situations. Because we're curious, she said simply. Because we found a mystery and couldn't leave it unsolved. Because humanity doesn't know when to stop looking for answers. She paused. Your language was beautiful. I couldn't let it stay forgotten. The Velkari commander was silent for a long moment. Then impossibly it laughed, a sound like crystal chimes. Foolish, reckless, wonderfully alive. The figure gestured to the awakened fleet. We sealed ourselves away to give the galaxy peace. But perhaps 3,000 years is long enough to sleep. The hologram leaned closer. Tell us, small speaker, is this new galaxy worth protecting? Sarah thought of the Council, with all its flaws and politics, of the hundreds of species learning to coexist, of humanity, barely a century into galactic civilization, already making waves and breaking protocols. Yes, she said. It is. The Velkari commander nodded slowly. Then we shall not be destroyers. We shall be guardians until our vigil ends naturally, as all things must. You have given us new purpose, human Sarah Chen. The fleet powered down from combat readiness, settling into a dormant state that still radiated with barely contained power. The commander's hologram began to fade. We will watch. We will wait. And when the galaxy needs us, speak our name in the old tongue, and we will remember why we woke. Sarah floated in the silence that followed, watching the ancient fleet arrange itself in a defensive perimeter around Council space. Behind her, she could feel hundreds of species holding their collective breath. Ambassador Vrilks's voice finally crackled through. Dr. Chen, what did you just do? Sarah smiled, exhausted and exhilarated. I gave a dead civilization a reason to live again. And maybe, just maybe, I showed the Council why humanity deserves a seat at the table. We don't follow protocols. We don't know when to quit. But we do know how to talk to ghosts, and sometimes, Ambassador, that's exactly what the galaxy needs. The diplomatic envoy moved to retrieve her, and Sarah took one last look at the Velkari fleet, the most dangerous force in galactic history, awakened by human curiosity and convinced to stand down by human conviction. Humanity had been in the stars for barely a century, and they'd already changed everything. Fuck yeah.